Welcome to all, back again with another DuckTales video, and today it's time to discuss the new promos and possible leaks as well for the upcoming finale of Season 1. The last episodes were darn great and lived up to the hype shown at Comic-Con this week, and don't worry because the links of my sources will be included in the video's description. I believe that the best one to start off with is the main promo shown at Comic-Con because it is the oldest of the bunch, and we now know which clips derive from the finale. And now that I've gotten those introductions out of the way, let us begin. The very first scene I need to go over is the dime scene between Lena and Magica Dispel. We should know by now that the voicing of Dispel was not in this episode and that it's probably in the finale somewhere. Also, obviously the scene with Lena supposedly taking the dime was all just a fabrication of her worst nightmares instead and not reality. Now I do have a strong feeling as if most likely the audio was used instead during the moment Lena catches up on Scrooge rolling around with pizza literally inside of his shirt. And if you've watched my recent analysis or simply saw the episode for yourselves, you would know that Scrooge is basically coping with depression at the moment, as a result of his family as well as Miss Beakley basically abandoning him after particular events unfolded. But if you don't know, it's because of Scrooge being blamed for the potential death of Della, and he was also scolded for being a bit too aggressive towards everyone, including Webby. Now, I'm not too sure as to why Dispel's shadow is still casted and seen right here, since it was shown in the other bin of Scrooge McDuck that Lena's body is possessed by Dispel towards the end of that episode. And Lena didn't necessarily seem too interested in helping out, even with being held against her will, so here are my predictions for this happening. Either Lena was given a second chance of helping, Dayspell's magic is powerful but still limited so she has no choice but to come out eventually, or this scene was just used in Comic-Con to avoid spoilers like how Marvel screwed us over during Infinity War trailers. I personally take a liking to the third option, but I've been wrong at times, so maybe they might surprise us this time. Now as for this scene, the triplets and Webby are probably adventuring their way up the tower to battle Magica, once Launchpad figured out that crashing into it wasn't exactly a great solution. The next clip is about Donald Duck telling the triplets about Cape Suzette, which in the Tailspin universe another 90s hit by Disney, is a place where Kid Cloudkicker, Baloo, yes, Baloo from Jungle Book, and Wildcat all live at, and I'm sure also work at as well. I know that in Tailspin they for sure pilot airplanes, so my guess is that they work there to do delivery services for hire. And yes, that is the name of the business. Maybe this is to cheer the triplets up after the devastating news or an idea of where they could potentially move next, instead of them being at the dock, since the promo cuts to Webby and Launchpad talking about them moving away. Then again, it could be just a great way to throw us off, and this scene could be a completely different discussion. The next scene is with Lena, who I'm guessing is possessed by Magica due to her lack of being able to keep balance with her own 2 feet. And I say this merely because it seems as if Magica has been trapped as a shadow for some time, which I also believe is a curse that Scrooge must have done to her years ago, or possibly decades. Now another strange detail that's off about this scene is how the car is being driven on the wrong side of the sidewalk, and this looks to be like a limo, so it could be Launchpad driving it about to crash. This scene with a particular laser gun that Fenton is using is showing just how efficient it is against the shadow cast by Magica. Okay, so they didn't show the Gizmo suit in the promo, but it could have been cut out to avoid spoilers. Who knows? Okay, so now this part is what really confused me. Even though the name of the video by Disney Channel Official clearly states that this is a sneak peek at the end of the season 1, we are shown an old clip from episode 6. So just ignore this scene altogether. However, the very next scene is especially new. It seems to take place inside of Scrooge's office and could be the scene before Magica's fight with Scrooge and the destruction of part of the mansion. This part will most likely take place before Donald and the triplets are about to leave Duckburg and notice the chaos in front of them. So this may be what stops them from going to Cape Suzette as well. Or, you know, maybe they will go to Cape Suzette, I don't really know. Also, fun fact is that Don Cheadle is guest starring as the voice for Donald Duck of all characters. Wow. I mean, dang, technology has evolved. And I understand that Alex Hirsch used a voice modifier for the Bill Cipher voicings, but Donald Duck? This guy's voice sounds like an adult sucking on helium while also choking on a bar of soap in the bathtub. Now, okay, back to the real facts of the day, I guess. Another thing about this fight between Scrooge and most likely possessed Lena is the fact that the eclipse seems to be happening in the background. And remember, Magica revealed once she possessed Lena that as the eclipse nears, her powers only grow stronger. I wonder what happens after that eclipse ends. She probably has a time limit for being able to do something with her powers. Now you also get to see some more action-packed fighting against the shadows, as well as Webby, who seems to be protected from a blast possibly projected from Lena's amulet. But she has a blue barrier to protect her. It could just be something else, but the magic of friendship spell was blue according to the Jaws episode, so anything can happen. The last scene to discuss is Magica's face reveal, and oh my gosh, I knew I wasn't the only one who got excited for the actual appearance instead of a dark shadow the whole time. Because I mean, just listen to the audience reaction at Comic-Con.
Hello, Scrooge. I've missed you.
Since we're talking about her face reveal, let's get on the topic of these other promos and supposed leaks. If I left some out, then I apologize, but I totally did some research, so I found quite a bit. The first is a compilation of all of the adverts, including Magica Dispel, and oh my gosh, does her design look savage. Her original look was this, but in the reboot, it's this. And I personally prefer the new one because wow, what a design. She looks a heck of a lot more intimidating, and I need to give credit to UTTM Gogoy 4.0 for these clips. You're awesome. Also, I'm sorry, but that channel name, I could not pronounce it. I don't know if I'm supposed to pronounce it. Now, the 1 second clip with Magica seems to be in a foreign language, which means that the people in other countries probably managed to get their hands on more clips than us. There are captions in the video, however, which read, "Are you looking for this?" Which is probably a super powerful staff that can be used for destruction for sure. Plus we see Magica in the background with the gold, inside of Scrooge's bin most likely, which could mean that Magica is the one who attacks Webby later on. The last one is about a promo during commercial break, but someone else managed to record it, so I would like to give credit to Super Tales for the following footage. You can clearly see that the shadows are indeed the shadowy version of other characters as seen from these clips. Now we also find out that Miss Beakley has known about Magica the whole time, but not the kids. Except Webby, who of course knows everything. Also, apparently the last time Scrooge fought Magica was 15 years ago, and he seems to be grabbing the same purple orb from the leaked footage shown earlier. And once again, only in the flashback this time. It's in the middle of an eclipse. There's also Lena being shown opening or closing a baby bottle of some sort, maybe trying to gain Scrooge's trust before pouncing on him. I really don't understand why a tiny bottle that looks like a baby bottle is there, but I'm pretty sure the episode will explain that because I sure as heck can't. And then there are even more scenes inside of the bin of gold, but I also notice how the gold is shaped into a hand figure. Could it be that Magica does want something to do with the Midas touch and become the richest person on Earth? The last clip is with Webby, who is seen crying probably after witnessing Lena being on her aunt's side, but you can also see her wearing the friendship bracelet. So perhaps I'm correct and the magic of friendship will help out again, only this time maybe she'll need the help of one of the triplets since Dewey was shown being blasted as well. Or maybe Lena will surprise everybody and decide to even go against her very own aunt one final time. Well, that was quite the promo analysis, and I am super excited to see what's in store for all of us this Saturday. Once more, this has been TNBT. Subscribe for more, ring that bell for me, because I keep forgetting to mention that, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!